Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Do make sure that you are subscribed and also do like the video. Don't forget, you guys, there's an option to become a very important member of this family by pressing the join button. Our membership, you guys, is reasonable, affordable. Okay, let me say affordable, let me not say cheap, because other people are not joining the membership because I'm saying it's cheap and they are not cheap. Okay, so it's affordable. Okay. Make sure that you press the join button. Also, you guys, there is another option to give money to the channel as a once off, whatever amount that you want to give to the channel. Press the thanks button. It will give you the options that you need in order for you to give money to the channel. So say thank you. If you don't have money, just like the video. It is just as important to like the video. So listen, you guys, the last time we spoke about the Zulu royal house was when our king was supposed to get married that coming weekend. However, the queen had gone to court to try and stop the wedding, but she had not been successful because they were like, listen, you agreed for him to take another wife. Okay, so what is your problem? And now, you guys, other people were saying there was no need for the queen to go to court because the wedding was never going to take place anyway because the king and Nomzamo Myeni was supposed to get married to him and become the next queen. There were issues in their relationship. There was even a letter going around signed by the king that was talking about or requesting for the premier's office to withdraw the benefits of the queen. Okay, so she had received benefits before she became the queen, and those benefits were being withdrawn. But right after that story, she had also allegedly confirmed that the wedding was still going to move ahead. She knew nothing of that letter, and there were no benefits that had been withdrawn. But the thing is, you guys, when the day came, there was supposed to be the wedding day. I think it was the 25th or 26th of January. We had nothing of the wedding. There were no pictures, nothing. Okay. I thought maybe they did the ceremony, decided to keep it private, and we were going to find out later on that it had happened, you guys. But it never happened. So we never got the confirmation that the king had or hadn't gotten married that weekend. That was supposed to be their wedding day. Now, you guys, there's an article on the City Press where they are talking about how our king now is seeking a new queen, meaning that he is doing courting. Okay, so there is a new princess that our king has seen, and ngathi kunamathoksanyana okushelanana lana, and engazi ukuthi we might have a new queen very very soon if this princess says yes to the king. Now, you guys, listen, you know me. You know me. You already know that I'm already like, when they say the princess, I'm like, how old is this princess? Okay? Because kings be doing the shady stuff when it comes to the young girls and the ages, honeys. Like, they don't know anything about the 18 years, okay? I don't know it. Okay, it's like 18. What is that? Okay, 18 years. What is that? 18 and 25 is the same thing. Kings be acting like that. 35, 18, 45 is the same thing to the kings. Okay, the royal house insider says that Nomzamo Myeni, who was meant to wed the Amazulu king, Mrs. Zulu Kazolitini Zulu, last month, is probably distressed and losing her cool as there could already be a replacement for her. Here's the thing, you guys. Karma be quick sometimes. Karma be so quick, like just now, the queen, the first wife, was going through this when the king was taking Nomzamo Myeni as, the next wife. It looked like maybe the king had just forgotten about a beautiful queen when he was taking, Nomzamo Myeni, that lobola situation, the Oman bed, so she wasn't even present, the first wife. Okay, now she is allegedly distressed because she is about to be replaced. Listen, you guys, karma be working over time in certain sections of South Africa. Okay. Myeni is the king's fiancée and was said to be his third wife before the traditional wedding was called off, just a week before it was meant to take place. In fact, it was called off like few days before it was meant to take place. City Press understands that a delegation was sent to deliver the cow to Myeni's home as a peace offering for the cancellation of the wedding. Listen, you guys, that must have been a very expensive cow, because I did say at the time that, listen, on the week of the wedding, you have already paid for most of the things, okay? The service providers now don't do the thing of working and getting payment later on, okay? The catering, the 100% of the payment before they even come and cook, and the decor, okay? They will not even go inside the tent without you having paid in full, okay? So many of the things that you need to pay for when you are getting married on a Monday before the Saturday that you're getting married, everything is paid for. So I'm like, if they gave them a cow as, like a comforter for canceling the wedding, that must have been a very expensive cow, because that cow should be able to cover everything that was already paid for. But then again, you guys, maybe it came from the budget of the king. Okay. However, in the new developments, City Press has learned that a princess from Bumalanga arrived at the royal house to accept the king's proposal. According to a source, the princess arrived with a new family, with her family, and was escorted by heavy security. Guys, hayi uyabona nje futhi emjolweni, guys, uyabona emjolweni. Futhi ngempela, like the way that things happen emjolweni, we should not do umjolo, but it's like all of us are saying sizofela khona. It's like we are soldiers saying sizofela empini when it comes to umjolo. Because listen, didn't this princess read stories of how our king deals with umjolo? Didn't she read it? Okay, doesn't she know what's coming in the future? But for some reason, she's like, I am a soldier, I took an oath of umjolo, ngiyofela khona. Okay. The source explained this is called ukumisi dogu, which happens when you are approached by a Zulu man. Sometimes he does not come directly to you, but he goes through the elders. Okay, in agreement, you don't talk to him. You uyomisa idogu accept the proposal by going to the man's home. From the Zulu family side, there were two uncles and some family members. Okay, so I do wonder, you guys, if the king even knows how this princess looks like. Pictures and the name of the princess were shared with the publication. The source added, it is over for Myeni. It means the time the king tried to kick her out, he knew that people were coming, okay? It means she was tipped off by someone because she came rushing to the royal house while they were still there. She saw everything, and that is when she started fighting. This woman is putting herself through hell. Listen, you guys, I can hardly feel sorry for Nomzamo Myeni, because all I'm thinking is, I mean, you did it. You did it to the queen. Of course, it was coming for you too, you guys. Okay, and also, like, of course, maybe she was in love with the king, you guys. But I mean, I think the benefits that comes with being the queen is more motivation for these ladies to even think about getting into a relationship with the king, because it does not look like our king. I love our king very, very much, but it does not look like he relationships very well. Okay, his experience in relationshiping is not one where you are sitting at home and thinking, who the king. It's not that kind. Okay, so it's hard for me to feel sorry for her. Okay. So it says here, the insider said before cancelling the wedding, the king kept on saying that he would not marry Myeni. The source further shared that although Myeni was seen seated next to the king at the 16th anniversary of the Battle of Isandlwana in Mutu last month, she had arrived alone. That's the thing, you guys. At the event of the battle officer and Rwanda. On Instagram, there was a video that was shared where they were done. I think they were inside the tent or the marquee, honey, because things of the royal houses don't use the tents. It's the marquee, okay? So when they were coming out, I looked at that whole thing and I was like, okay, the newspapers might be lying, but there's something here because she just quickly walked out and left the king behind. I'm like, how are you leaving the husband that you are about to marry behind? Because you should be holding his hand, honey. And I was like, something is off here, okay? Before the wedding was cancelled, insiders revealed that the king would be in Eswatini in the day of his supposed wedding to fulfill some traditional rituals. Indeed, the king went to Eswatini. And insiders said before the king left, he allegedly kicked Myeni out of the royal house, but she came back. Listen, guys, listen. Even if it is a royal house, okay, maybe if it's a royal house. I usually say this to guys, don't let a man tell you more than once that he doesn't want you, okay? Don't even let him finish the sentence, okay? If he is saying it to me like, Dando, I don't, oh, yeah, the furniture is already there by my mother's house, okay? I'm asking my mother, "Ngilala phi dining room noma kuphi?" Okay, before he finishes that sentence, okay, but I'm just thinking maybe it's different when it's from the royal house because it's very, very difficult to move away from the comforts of the royal house, okay. But for the rest of us who are never going to be with the kings, okay, don't let that man finish the sentence when he is trying to tell you he don't want you. By the time he says you are already at your apartment, that you are renting out, okay? So it says here another insider confirmed that Myeni was adamant that she was going nowhere. Also confirmed that there was a new woman in the king's life. The source also shared that Myeni, however, still had his security details. And I can just imagine the first wife just shaking her head. Okay, through all of this, said the sources, the king still visits Queen No. Awuyeke umjolo, awuyeke guys, awuyeke. Through all of this, it's also said that the king still visits Queen Ntokozo Kamayisela Zulu, from whom he is getting divorced after filing papers at the Pietermaritzburg High Court last. I have said that once Umjolo goes into the court system, honey, give up, okay? It's over. But it looks like it might be a little bit romantic to take your partner to court, okay? So if you might be feeling like, kuyabhora emjolweni wakho, just take your partner to court, okay? It might just renew the love. I did say, you guys, the Gogo Maweni, Gogo Skuteni ingredients sometimes is what works, it's changing. So I'm not saying that Queen Nontokozo Kamayisela did that, but I'm just saying the love was dead, okay? And then now the love is renewed. Can you blame her? Okay. The source in the royal house told the publication that when the king went to Eswatini last month on the weekend that was scheduled to be of his traditional wedding, he could not complete his ritual after falling ill and had to cut his trip short because of the other pressing family members. According to the source, the Eswatini family complained saying traditional beer and cows that had to be slaughtered had already been prepared for the king. Okay. The king was said to have gone back to Eswatini on the 7th of Feb, and this time around, said the source, he was with Bumalanga Princess as he went to introduce her. They returned on Tuesday after the completion of the rituals. It is said that the king's old male chef was fired by Myeni almost a month ago, and she took over the pot for a while before hiring a new chef who is a woman. Listen, guys. Listen, okay. I have to laugh respectfully because I am talking about the royal house. They are saying, remember, you guys, when the story of the king and Nomzamo Myeni came out that the wedding was not going to take place. There was also a rumor that, along with that story, there was a rumor that she had had an alleged affair with the chef, and that the king had been upset about it. Okay, now I have to be careful how I say this because I don't have enough money, okay? And this video will probably get me 2 rands, which won't be able to help me with the lawyer's funds, okay? Now listen to what they are saying, okay? And listen carefully. And you might have to go back to other videos I've done about the story for you to understand where I'm getting in, with the story. It says here, it is said that the king's old male chef was fired, not by the king, but by Myeni. You won't fire your own boyfriend. You won't fire your own side chick, but you might, I'm just saying. It is said that the king's old male chef was fired by Myeni almost a month ago, and she took over the pot. She was like, and then hired, guys, listen to this one, okay? She fired a male chef and hired a female chef. Well, normally they say if you can get males to work around your husband, do that because the females are risky. For some reason, they are about to be queen because she's not yet queen. The fiance thought that it's better to have women around the king than to have men around him. It's News 24, it's not me. According to tradition, the king is not supposed to be cooked for by a woman because she goes through, that time of the month. But now Myeni has taken over and she's calling the shots because you understand, okay? Efforts to get the comment from the royal house were unsuccessful as the person who is said to be the new royal house spokesperson said he was not. And the position was still vacant. Guys, can I be the spokesperson? I speak very, very well, okay? Dear King, if you are still looking for the spokesperson for the royal house, please hire me. I speak very, very well. I promise I will stop gossip if you hire me. Okay. However, he asked to be called later as he was occupied, but when called back, he said that he should be left alone. I'm like, well, you said we must call you back. Okay. That's like me telling the collectors, the debt collectors, when they call me, like, I'm busy in a meeting, call me later. And then when they call me later and they tell me what they call me about, I'm like, I don't know nothing about that debt. Yes. Me never went to that shop. Me never bought that furniture. Me, I don't know. Anyway, you guys, that's what's going on in the royal house. What the heck? The king is getting the new princess, allegedly. Myeni is out the door, but she's refusing. She has fired the male chef, and I think that's like the one that is the most chosen. She fired the female. She fired the male chef and hired the female one. Hey! And more importantly, the king is still visiting who? King Nantokozo Kamayise. If isidudla is yomnakwenu, forget it. Forget about it. Okay? Cancel it. If isidudla is yomnakwethu, you will think you won, but isidudla will come back. Okay? Yay. Angisayithandi. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before you're gonna share it with your friends, with your family, and even with the strangers. Ngithanda kakhulu.